You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
All right, yo, man, 15 minutes of fame.
I done finally made it. I'm on 15 minutes of fame, nigga. I've been waiting. I've seen this shit all these years. I'll be like, them niggas be up there for 300, Alex. I thought that was gonna be me, nigga.
Oh, you never made it to the bar.
I want to go to the bar exam. You know what I'm saying? That shit's exciting to me.
One day you might make it, man.
Hopefully.
It's a rough thing. How you doing, brother?
I'm maintaining. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just got popped in September. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping my shit on fleek. You know what I'm saying? I'm maintaining.
That's what's up. I know I've known your name for a long time, man. Seen a few battles. I think you might have battled in Jersey or New York one time, and I was there too.
When I battled Goods?
It's a possibility I was there.
I battled Goods that night
Yeah.
For a tournament. Bonnie had a tournament.
I remember the tournament. Right.
I came out. I smashed 5 niggas in NY on that tournament. I'm from the West. And now let me explain something to y'all. You cannot come from the West Coast and go to New York and beat 5 niggas out there and win.
They might not even believe you in this interview.
They not, because you know why? Everything that I did to get to Goods is non-existent.
Right.
Everything that I did to get the Rum Nitty on the West is non-existent. Every tournament I've entered, I win. I don't lose tournaments. So when Bonnie, I flew myself out to fuck with Bonnie's tournament, and it was fine. Hussein was one of them niggas in there. Hussein is dope as fuck. Everybody choked that night against me. Everybody. Even Debo had to step out and say, you know what, if we being fair, and I respect, shout out to Debo for that from Queen of the Ring. The nigga was like, yo, everybody choked. Billy win. I won. And I got Goods. Now what happened when I battled Goods, that's another conversation. But nonetheless, I won.
Right.
And I won again. I was out of my element. There was no gas there for me. I did it. I get my shit out the mud. You feel me? Billy get his shit out the mud. No main pages. The most I got on the main page battle was 50,000 views. So the 1,300,000, 400,000, 500,000 I got it from the mud. Guaranteed.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You one of those battle rappers that you talk a lot of shit.
I do.
You know, yeah.
I talk my shit and I back it up.
Well, I don't want to go crazy on all that type of, but battle rap is about, talking shit. I'm the best, yada,
Right.
yada, yada, so on and so forth.
You gotta have that vibrato.
But somehow with you seem to get into a lot of shit, through in the process of trying to,
Right.
be a battle rapper and talk shit in battle rap.
Right. The thing about that is, bro, is that I talk a good game, but I could back my shit up. And if like the things that we recently speaking of, you know what I'm saying? That can back it up. Like, I went to a tournament. I beat 5 niggas in New York, and I'm not even from out on there. So when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. And that's big for me.
But
I back up the things that I say.
You beat 5 people to actually win a battle with Goods.
Yes.
So that says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I beat 5 people that day to get Goods. It took a lot for me. I spent my own money. A lot of these niggas won't even invest in themselves. I see a lot of new niggas in the game talking about, oh nigga, I ain't spending no money. I'm not paying for opponents. Look, my nigga, this shit is just like the music industry, bro. If you believe in yourself, you're gonna invest in yourself. And if you a rapper, nigga, you pay for features, you pay for studio time, you pay for promotion, you pay for outfits, you pay for shows. That's what it's about. So if you come into this game that we are in, that we make names, and you talk about I'm not investing no money, it ain't no respect around that. So I did what I had to do. I've invested my money, and it's paid off.
I'm a fan of the cartoon, the Boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you got the name from, or were you the Billy Boondocks before the Boondocks cartoon?
I wasn't Billy Boondocks before the cartoon came out, but there's no relation to the cartoon.
Oh.
Billy is my mother's name. My mother was named Billy. The woman who adopted me when I was 2 months old, she adopted me, and her name was Billy. I adopted that name because she adopted me, and I felt like that she meant the most to me. So Billy became the first name. Boondocks represents the mind state. If you've ever known anybody who's in the boondies or the boondocks, they way out. It's not from nowhere that's local.
Where you
anything.
from? Oh, I'm from Arkansas. Damn, nigga, that's in the Boondocks.
That's in the boondies. It's in the boondies. So
Facts.
my mind state on where I approach battle rap from and rap or art or hip hop period is from a place where not a lot of people come from. So it represents that isolation. It has absolutely nothing to do with the cartoon. Personally.
But and you know what? I forget. Because I'm such a fan of the cartoon that I forget the Boondocks. Where you from? Damn, nigga, that's in the Boondocks.
Right, the Boondocks.
We said that growing up as kids.
Right.
From the Boondocks. You live in the That's far. If it's far as hell to us, it's called the Boondocks.
It's interesting because when you say that, it really reminds me a lot of the Black Panther movie. Because that now replaces what we all knew as the Black Panthers. When a kid that grew up with Black Panther in theaters hears Black Panther, they'll think of Chad Bosworth.
Right.
You feel me? They won't think of Huey P. Newton.
Of course. The kids now, they don't know.
Exactly.
Right. They think Wakanda. They don't know what the real Black Panther was.
But that it was intentionally done. But we'll leave that at that. Right? So, yeah, the Boondocks has nothing to do with the cartoon. I probably only watched maybe 3 episodes. Stink Meaner probably being the number 1. But the Boondies represents I come from a place where not a lot of people come from. And when you hear me rap, when you see me perform, you will experience that. And I've sold that thus far.
Now, there are 2 moments in battle rap history, I think, that you are part of that, like, very awkward for your career, too, right? Okay. So you have the Dizaster incident, and then, like you said, 5, 6 months ago, was this 5 or 6 months ago?
September
of 2020.
Yeah.
You was actually shot.
I was shot.
What happened with the Dizaster thing? How did that get out of hand?
The Dizaster, see, this is a beautiful thing. First of all, when the Dizaster situation took place, if you notice, I was not interviewed about it. Not by the major media platforms. Media, as much as we don't want to believe that it has this much power, in the industry, in the music industry, the media plays a big role. You guys need to respect that in battle rap, the media definitely plays the same big role. So when I get into the fight with the biggest battle rapper on the West Coast, yeah, the media controlled the conversation. I wasn't interviewed about what happened between me and him and why we got in the fight. He was interviewed. He was allowed to speak his piece. There was a reason why I wasn't interviewed. And that reason was because I came up there on some humble stuff that day. I didn't come up there like, oh, I'm this battle rapper. I can do this, I can do that. Little do people know, I had been around Dizaster at least 5 times before we actually got into a fist fight or whatever you may call it. And I never called him out for a battle. It was just like, yeah, we battled, one day. When I get my weight up, I'll call him out. But it wasn't on my plate at the time. But that day, when we got into a fight, they were trying to embarrass me in front of everybody, and I'm just not cut like that. Like, I get my ass beat to stand my ground. And that's what happened that day. They start trying to talk to me crazy in front of their entourage, and I was there by myself. And it was just like, yo, nigga, you ain't gonna mark me out. Nigga, mark me out.
So it wasn't like y'all had some ongoing beef or anything. It's just something that just sprouted that day.
It was, you tried to embarrass me in front of a gang of people. I stood my ground. I didn't back down. And then it led to what it led to.
Right.
You know, that's really what that was about. I didn't have a beef with him beforehand. There was no issue beforehand. But maybe because I swung on Lush 1 prior to that is why that took place.
Why did you swing on Lush?
I had
Lush
a big.
Is one of the coolest guys in battle rap.
He is. Lush, I will give it to Lush. Lush is definitely a pioneer. Lush is one of those people who was actually out there battling.
That's right.
Before he was hosting, before any of that, Lush was battling in the alley with what's his name, Satire. You feel me? He was out there doing the 2-on-2s. He was actually involved in the culture as a battler. And I just felt like there wasn't enough representation for the black community. They threw a battle in a prestigious black community called Lamert Park in Los Angeles, and I thought it was very interesting that they didn't have any black artists that were battling on their card in the area. The only black person at the time that they had on the card was somebody from Oakland, and I thought that was weird. I'm like, yo, I live 5 minutes from here, and at the time I had just won the Ether tournament, the same like equivalent to the tournament that I won to Battle Goods.
Another tournament, right? Yeah.
There was a tournament out here on the West Coast, and I did what I had to do to show that I was the victor. And I was offered somebody that I declined, and I asked for Rum Nitty at Ether. And after I battled Rum Nitty at Ether, and I had shown that, you know, I'm somebody who's true to the culture, I noticed that they booked a card that was 5 minutes from my house, but they had no local black talent. And that was my beef with KOTD at the time, is you guys don't cultivate black talent. You'll take black talent that is from the East Coast that has already been certified, and you will put these people on to serve as a pass or a black card for your artists on your platform, to say, oh, well, if they battle this person, they're certified on the East Coast, these guys are legitimate with the urban community, so if you battle them, you'll be legit. And I noticed, I'll say, you guys don't cultivate black talent. You take black talent that's already been proven. So if you really look at the history, and I have my facts together, if you look at the history of King of the Dot, what black talent did they build from the ground up? You probably can count on one hand how many black artists that they took who weren't impressionable, and built them all the way up to the superstars that they are. They take the superstars that are already made, and they utilize that so you can pay attention to the talent that they want to promote.
So how did that lead to you punching Lush One?
I didn't. Now, for the record, I didn't land the punch.
You swung on him.
I did swing on Lush.
Gotcha.
But a big homie of mine, shout out to Rifleman, a.k.a. L.A. Cool, from Project Blow, because that's where we was at, in that area, jumped in the way. When I swung, he stepped in the way and kind of blocked the punch. But Lush was talking crazy that night. Since then, me and Lush have built a relationship.
Nice, very good.
Me and Lush is good, so.
Very good.
But Lush know I'm not lying. You know, I felt some type of way about that.
So now the other incident was, like you say, in September, you actually got shot.
Yeah.
And you were actually recording this on your phone.
Yeah.
How much of that did you record? Like, when did you actually start recording it? And why did you get shot?
Okay, so I was booked for an event in Arizona. Excuse me, because my layer's getting kind of weak right now. I'm not 100%
we'll wrap this up
recovered.
very soon. So
I got it. But I had an opponent in Arizona, and I explained to them. I said, you know, he could be your poster boy. That's cool. But when I come to town, I mean business. And when I rap, I'm going to show you a difference between what he does and what I do. And that's what I did. So the first round, I came out and I kind of showed them, like, tonight's not going to go the way you thought it was going to go. It's your poster boy, and I'm annihilating him. And then with the second round, they started trying to cheat. We never discussed time, none of that. They cut me early. I felt some type of way about it. I told them the battle was over. You're not going to cut me early. I got way more views than this dude. I have an impact. I've made a name for myself. He ain't big enough for me to eat it. So I'm not eating it. So the battle's over. So y'all wasted y'all money. When I proceeded to ask the Battle League who is responsible for cutting my time early when we're the main event. We're the main event, mind you. I've watched people that rapped underneath us. Not saying they were underneath it, but they weren't the main event. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, they're getting off. Nobody times them. But when I'm beating a poster boy, they want to time me. I told them the battle's over. And when I asked them whose idea was it, instead of the league being professional and saying, you know what, we had this, it was a contractual agreement, we discussed timing, you just don't remember, they told me it was my opponent's idea. Mm-hmm. So now you gave my opponent leverage over me. I had been drinking. I felt some type of way about it, and I addressed it. So once they told me it was the dude who they said it was, my opponent, what I did was put my drink down, and I went over there to have a conversation with him in an aggressive manner. Because a lot of people don't know this about Billy, but the diss situation happened. But after the diss situation happened, you couldn't imagine what somebody like me had to deal with people telling me, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you that guy that got touched by Diz. You the guy that got manhandled. So a lot of things happen. A lot of fights happening between the Diz fight and now, to where I had to let niggas know, like, you're not going to be running your mouth about me. I'm from Crenshaw Adams. Y'all see it right here on the hoodie. I'm protected by that. So if I have an issue, it will be handled. So what happened with the nigga is, I went up to him and I told him he knew what time it was. I'm like, yo, what's up? Now, nigga, they saying that you had some hand in cutting my time. And the boy was like, yo, don't walk up on me. And I'm from LA. The first thing we gonna say, what the fuck you mean? Before I could finish that sentence, I got shot in the leg.
Ah.
I didn't swing. Before I could hurt him, anything, he shot me in the leg. And then he called the police on himself, told the police he shot me, took it to court, beat the case. So now it puts me in a position where y'all understand retaliation when it's a public court case. And I shot, I got footage of this nigga talking to the police like, hey, I'm the guy that shot the other guy. My gun is in the car over there. That's what happened. So
now, after you go through something like this, how do you revive your battle rap career?
It's different. I can't say it's not.
What was the last battle you had?
The last battle I had was versus Clean Paper in Atlanta. Which was a couple weeks ago.
So that's good. At least you
I had a good showing. Clean Paper left that battle with a respect for me. He said Billy Boondocks raps 10 times better than I thought he would have rapped, right? Yeah. But the nigga who threw the event decided it was a good idea that when I asked for my money after I got done rapping, to throw my crutches out his trunk into the street. And
it just doesn't stop for you, huh?
It doesn't. Like, this is like, I don't ask for this shit. Like, niggas,
maybe you do. You ever thought about it? You approach the brother.
I may draw it.
Okay.
I may draw the energy.
Right.
But I'm not looking for it.
Right. Well, this is battle rap, right? So if you respond to somebody's energy, or if you actually initiate the energy, there's might be a response or repercussions and stuff like that. So maybe you might want to just relax a little bit, man.
You know what? I'm humble enough to say that maybe I can do some things to icy situations out. But when you got league owners who, from the time that they book you, tell you they gonna do X, Y, Z, the X, Y, Z doesn't get done, and you still come out to fuck with them. You still come out like you didn't send me the deposit when you said you was gonna send me the deposit, and I still make my way out to the event to trust you that you're gonna take care of me, and then you act some type of way because the female that you like chose up with me.
All right, player.
That's what happened. So you'll never see me versus Clean. That's not gonna come out because supposedly the footage is dirty or whatever. They can't. It's not reading, or it's not, the file is out of format or whatever. It's truthfully because the nigga who was the investor for the event, I fucked this bitch.
Anything coming up next for you?
I don't have nothing coming up. That's another conversation.
Well, maybe somebody will see this and maybe they'll book you. And if they do, I'm gonna need 15%.
I'll give you that.
I'm fucking with you.
Even if you ain't, I'll give you that. I don't care.
I'm fucking with you.
People need to respect platforms like this. I've seen 15 Minutes of Fame. I never even thought the person who run 15 Minutes of Fame would know who I am. So the fact that I'm on here, if this leads to opportunity for me, I will gladly give you 15%.
I'm just fucking with you, man. But I can tell you this. I wish you much success in your further future endeavors.
Yes, sir.
And it was a pleasure meeting you, brother.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
I actually think you're all right guy.
I appreciate that.
Stop all the antagonizing. Billy
right.
Boondocks.
Uncle
Crenshaw and Adams.
Facts.
My man. Thank you, brother.
Adams. Yes, sir.
15 Minutes of Fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.